Back to Strawberry_22, and I'm going to be reading this book called Day of the Ducklings. Let's start. Day of the Ducklings, Bruce McMillan. Aroo, aroo, the sounds of the elder ducks fill the air. Black and white males paddle nearby. Camouflage patterned brown females come ashore to nest on nearby islands. Now only a few nest on the island of Havor Drifta has come to change that. Not many elders have come here since Halivor was used for farming, abandoned, and then sold to help the ducks return. The new owners cleared away leftover debris. Then the Icelandic government granted them permission to raise and release wild ducklings. Drifta, whose father is an owner, has come from Reykjavik to put their plan into action. On a nearby island, she gathers eggs and collects fluffy down feathers. The down will be cleaned and sold to fill jackets and blankets. In one nest, she finds 5 eggs. She replaces down with straw to keep the eggs warm. The mother's elder scurries back to her nest and settles on her eggs. She doesn't notice that Drifta has taken one. Drifta visits a number of nearby islands. She gathered more than 200 eggs, one by one, over many days. On Halter Drifta keeps the eggs warm. She watches closely as each duckling peeks through its shell. The hatching huddle under the protection of their caregiver. When a new one joins the group, Drifta whispers to herself, Eve there could be that, which means elder ducklings in Iceland. Drifta's work has just begun. When the ducklings are sleeping, they eat, drink, and leave droppings. Day after day, Drifta sets out food, fills their watering stations, and scrapes up their droppings. The young ducklings peep radically when they are excited. When Drifta leads them outside, the ducklings peep, peep, peep as fast as they can. The ducklings group together as they would in the wild. When Drifta lies down to nap, The ducklings snap too. They duster all over her. She knows they are content. She listens to the happy sounds of their breathing drills. They are so appealing. Drifta knows it would be easy to forget that if they are to survive later in the wild. She cannot think of them as pets. Drifta knows that they are really wild birds. She does not allow herself to hold them, even though she wants to. She calls, buck, 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 and they answer her with their ka, 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 coo. It is time to show them more of the island. The ducklings follow Drifta to the water edge. Into the water they go, the oldest duckling leading the way, splashing, bobbling, and exploring. They can go far because the tidal is out, leaving the ducklings their own shadow pool warm by the sun. Drifta watches over them. Yeah, watches the sky goals often. Attack the defenders selfless. I'm still learning that word even though I've been alive for 9 years. This me, I think. Ducklings. If she needs to, she would chase away any black-backed seagulls, but formally on this day none appear. Sorry if my mom was talking to me. It was just, she was checking if I was okay. And she was going to go pee because that's her habit. Oh, I lost my page. I found it. 18. The ducklings swim the way they walk. First one foot forward, then another. They will both feet push them through the water. They dive below the surface of the water and peck at the bottom. Instincts guide them. Before the tide comes in and before they get too cold, Drifter calls, buck, buck, buck. The ducklings come running, 6 of them stray, but finally find their way back. As much as she wants to, Drifta resists patting them, though she loves each and every duckling. She can let them become too attached to her. She also has resisted picking up and carrying strays during their daily trips to Cove. Instead, she builds a walkway to help them find their own way. What? All your headphones are charged up for you. Okay, sorry if my dad was talking to me. All my parents need me somehow, but I'm still filming a video for you guys. After Drifta is finished building the ducklings awake, they fluff their feathers. Drifta calls, poo, 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 poo. The ducklings discovered that the pen is open. The walkway works. As the young elders go, they come and go on their own. They could go further out in the water, but they don't. They stayed together where it's familiar. They poke around in the water, learning to eat small shellfish and crustaceans. The ducklings stretch their new wings. Next summer, they full-grown wings and will carry them around the islands and at speeds as fast as 50 miles per hour. But this summer, they must walk back to the area where Drifta has set food out for them. Drifta gives them more food than the ducklings in the wild would have. So they are slightly larger now, a month old. Some of Drifta's ducklings have almost tripled in weight to 6 ounces, 170 grams. This one's a cute picture in this one as well. These two are my favorite in the book. By July, the older ducklings are spending more time in the water. No longer are they snuggling up to Drifta, but as she watches over them, they still gather near her, murmuring their low-throated "caw-caw-coo." They still talk to her. Drifta knows this is too much change. Soon it is now. Jeffrey watches from afar. The ducklings go farther from her, searching. No longer food returns grassy pen. No longer do they just follow instincts and drift. Happy and sad, her work is done. Her wild elder ducks, they're exploring a new home to survive. The end. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.